figure we might as well just start with the Biden replacement theory because you guys talked about it last week. I think we've got some more information, some updates, some changes since then. Where do you guys stand today? Do you guys still think, well, your friend who estimated that 24 hours from the debate he'd be out is clearly incorrect. Yeah. So where does it stand today, guys?
Where does it stand today? I think still up in the air. But let me back up a little bit. We predicted this. Well, some of us predicted this years and months ago. Others were still like, oh, yeah, he's going to run. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. But I think it's still up in the air. And here's what I think is happening. There are three factions right now. There's Biden stays in, which is primarily Biden's family and his close associates. And they're like cordoning everybody off. They're like not letting anybody in. And they're running this PR stunt, which is like the George Stephanopoulos interview that's happening tonight. I don't know if it airs tonight or if it's airing Saturday and Sunday. But
it is airing in part tonight and then the full thing Sunday.
Yeah. But it's edited and who knows what they're going to do with it. Who knows? But they're trying to run a PR stunt to say he's fine. And that's the Bidens. There's a second camp, which is Team Kamala, which is like, all right, get this. These are the people who are like, all right, he's got to go and it's got to be Kamala. That's camp 2. And then camp 3 is it's got to be someone new. And then among that group, there's a bunch of different people who they want it to be. But let's just, for the sake of this discussion, let's say it's 1, 2, 3. Biden stays, Kamala replaces him, or somebody else replaces him. I think in the end, group 3 is going to win, but TBD. What do you guys think of that?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm a little bit confused about your groups and like who's in these groups. Why? It seems, well, I mean, I don't know. Well, there's the donor class is not happy. Let's see. CNBC is reporting that Disney family heiress Abigail, what's her name? Abigail Disney. Is her last name Disney?
Probably. Who created Disney? What's his name? Yeah, Walt Disney. So yeah, probably Abigail Disney.
Yeah, but people get married.
If you had the last name Disney and you remember that family, would you ever change it?
To Rockefeller, maybe.
Her last name's Disney.
So Abigail Disney is saying that she's pausing donations until Democrats force Joe Biden to step down, and she joins some other wealthy Democrat donors who say they will stop giving until Biden is off the ticket post the debates.
Wow.
So
I mean, honestly, that's a big deal.
Yeah, well, I mean, the donor class is they're throwing their weight around, as they say, and a lot of people are upset because that's not how democracy is supposed to work, right? Our democracy is at stake, after all. I think it's going to be Kamala. It's got to be Kamala. Aren't there like campaign? Stop shaking your head. Stop shaking your head. Aren't there campaign? Stop it. Aren't there like campaign finance rules? Like they. Him and Kamala, and let's admit it, it's Kamala that's attracting all the money. If he drops out, I don't think that money can transfer just to anybody, or can it?
Charles, you want to smack him down, or you want me to?
Oh my God! Why do you have to smack me down? It's just a regular question.
You're always in the moment. You got to get out of the moment and look further. Remember when you predicted Nikki Haley would be president? That happened. Yeah, at the moment, the momentum is going in Kamala's direction. Here's what I would say about the campaign. Yes, there are rules that the money that Biden has raised to date can't go to anybody but Kamala. But it's $94 million. Yeah. It's not that much money in the grand scheme of things. They're going to spend $1 billion, $2 billion in the campaign. $94 million. Okay, yeah, they'd have to start over on that money, but they can raise it. Here's the other thing with Kamala. She has a 57% unfavorable rating. If you're going to swap out Joe Biden, why are you going to swap out Joe Biden? Because he can't run, which was obvious for years, and because you want to win. Kamala can't win. That's going to come. That is the next stage of this little process, is everybody realizing Kamala can't win. So then we get to stage 3.
Well, and I think they realize that, and they just hope they're like wishful thinking. But the money thing, I don't think is an issue, because if you got take Abigail Disney, for instance, she gave the maximum couple contribution. What is it, $5,600? she can give another $5,600 to any candidate. Like, those donors do not care about that money, and they can easily raise it from the Democratic base if they put a candidate in who they genuinely feel could win. Now, yeah, I'm the only place I split with Michael is I feel like they know Kamala can't win, and they are just kind of going through the motions until they figure out how to break it to the base. Because if they flip her out and switch someone else in, they're going to have a large portion of their Black Democratic base who's going to be like, how dare you do this? And so they're trying to figure out a way how to thread that needle carefully. She can't win, and I think they're trying to subtly introduce different people to see who could actually generate support. At this point, I think almost any one of them that is nationally known could maybe not win, but certainly have a better performance than Kamala or Biden. That being Whitmer, that being Newsom, I maybe Hochul. I don't know. I don't think she can win, but probably do better than the ones they have. And then there's a number of other ones who just, I guess, are lesser known. But I don't know if I was watching something separate and apart from this, or if you guys played it last week, but there was a Democrat announcing all these people that could win. And they were like congressmen from this person and like, no, we're not going to pull some random person who's never been on the national stage. But there's a lot of people who they do have waiting in the wings who could possibly, again, I don't know if they'll win, but could have a better performance than Kamala or Biden.
You guys are stuck in the past. You are burdened by what was when you should be unburdened by what can be.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know? What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
Move your hat,
What
please.
can be unburdened by what has been.
What we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened
Wow.
by what has been.
Who we can be unburdened by who we have been. What
She's like
can
trying to
be
be Obama. Right now.
unburdened by
Guys,
what
this
has
is only
We can
this is
be
less than a minute
unburdened by
in,
where
and it's
we've
4
been
minutes
and
long.
unburdened by where we
Yeah, and
are
I'm
right
already
now.
annoyed
What
by her
can be
voice.
Some of these are really old.
Unburdened
She's been
by what-
saying this for like a decade, huh? Now, to be
So-
fair, the statement makes sense. Like, it is ridiculous that she keeps repeating and stuff, but I get what she's saying, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
me
well,
too.
you guys need to embody it when you're talking about her running for president. You are burdened by what has been, and you need to unburden yourself of what can be. Who cares that she dropped out first in 2020 and she had like a 1.6% of the votes or whatever? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares that people don't like her? Unburden yourself. You have little faith.
She's got to become more likable very fast, and I just don't see that happening. She is just, and the weird part is like when I watch her,
How does she do that? Does she do that under the desk or?
that's you know.
Oh, you really don't like it when I say mean things to Kamala Harris?
So I thought there was this. What makes me cringe, and I should have actually thought it. I didn't think of this until now. So Brad, if you could find it, it'd be great. But there was this video that she recently did with Taraji P. Henson, which is incredibly awkward, and I don't understand why people don't recognize when they do these really awkward things. And so it's Taraji P. Henson in the dressing room of, I guess,
How do you spell Taraji? I know your video you're talking about. How do you spell Taraji?
Taraji.
Okay.
And so she's in this dressing room and she's talking to Kamala via FaceTime or whatever. And
She's not talking to her.
Well, yeah, obviously she's not really talking to her, but Kamala she just keeps saying these cringy. Go ahead, please.
No, Taraji. Now, you know I wouldn't do that, especially not to a fellow bison. The real, ain't you? You know. So what's on your mind?
Oh, Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election. Women's reproductive rights are on the line. Our Supreme Court is on the line. Our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam VP. I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing?
Is she an actress?
Yes,
She's doing she's doing a really good job.
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe
This is from the BET Awards. Why is there a Comedy Central logo at the bottom?
because they played it on.
It's a fucking joke.
in freedom and equality. But these extremists,
Look at that. The fakest FaceTime I've ever seen in my life. Only 30 seconds.
as they say, they're not like us.
They not.
There's a full-on attack on our fundamental freedoms. The freedom
All
to
right, we don't
vote.
have to listen anymore.
Okay, hold on, Charles. I have to ask you because, I mean, it's at the BET Awards, right? And so they're obviously targeting Black voters, and you are a Black voter. Those that are not watching but listening, when they say they, what did she? They
Not like us.
They not like us, and then Taraji says, no, they not. Like, is that demeaning to you?
No, because they're not saying, she's not saying it because of the vernacular. She's using a pop culture reference. So Kendrick Lamar's song "They Not Like Us" is what she's saying because she knows that that's in the news right now. You even sent it in our chat before talking about trending, and so she's using that because she knows that a lot of Black people are amped up because of the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, and "They Not Like Us" is very popular right now. So that's what she's doing. And to be fair, it is a very it's so stupid to even, I mean, but talking like that is also fine because there's a lot of times where I want to tweet something and I'm like yesterday, I had to give my dog trazodone it's an anxiety medication because it was going to be fireworks. And I was going to tweet, this trazodone be kicking my dog's ass, because that's how I would say it. So I'm not offended that she would say it like that, but she's going out of her way to do this because she thinks it appeals to Black people. And it's just so stupid. And I don't understand how she doesn't see it and people around her don't see it.
Michael?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Kamala's not running. You made the point. She got 1% in the primary, the Democratic primary, against Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren and Pete Buttigieg, whatever you say his name. How is she going to get the popular vote? She's not. They're not going to swap it out with somebody that's not going to win. So then we're on to somebody else. And how do we know that there's this feud going on between the Democratic Party right now? Because in 3 years, not a single thing leaked from the White House. It was like Fort Knox. Both don't have gold. And in the last 3 days, it's been like the last week, it's been like a sieve. There's so many leaks coming from so many places, and I just think they're time's on their side. One, so they don't need to make a decision soon, and this battle is going to keep playing itself out. And I just think the likely outcome, if you get what the motivation is somebody else. You know who I think it is, but.
Yeah,
I agree. I think it's either, but I did see something come out from her office yesterday that said she is not interested.
Of course she said that.
I think if they really wanted to win, they would convince Oprah to step in. Like they would, and Oprah, I don't think would say no. She'd probably consider it. If they really wanted to win, they would win in a landslide if they put Oprah or Michelle Obama, I think would still win. I think Oprah would win by a larger landslide.
Oprah, who is the other one? I think you cut out.
Michelle Obama?
I don't know who that is. Michael?
Do I know who it is?
No. Michael. Are you talking about Michael Obama?
Yeah, her. Yeah.
Him, I think. What if it was is there any chance in hell that, Michelle, I know, whatever, Michelle, since you don't like it when I say Michael, I'll say Michelle, Charles. Since Michelle, she's saying she doesn't want to do it, right? But maybe they could get her, who knows? But let's say that they're not. Do you really think they're going to go for Oprah? What about an Oprah Obama ticket? Who's on top, who's on bottom?
I don't know. I don't think they're really going to go for Oprah. I'm just saying, if they want to do a Hail Mary pass, Oprah has said she considered it before. I think she was talking about how she wanted The Rock to be her VP last time she was considering it. And so it's in the ethos out there. But no, I don't think she would actually do it.
You don't think Oprah would?
I don't know that they would actually go to her and genuinely try to convince her to do it.
Well, it seems like there's a hierarchy, right? You got to go through the motions. You got to go through the gauntlet of the DNC, start at the bottom, work your way to the top, right? Unless you're a CIA asset like Pete Buttigieg.
Not necessarily.
I'm sorry. Okay, my mistake.
Well, he is a Manchurian candidate, but when they went and got Obama, he was like a second-term senator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
He lives
I don't even know
up
if he was second term. It might have been first term. But
Was
yeah,
he a
Term
state
senator?
senator or was he a U.S. senator?
U.S. But he was in his first. I
Okay,
think he was in his
I mean, a
first.
second term U.S. senator. You're moving through the ranks,
Not really.
Yeah.
starting with nothing.
They want to win. They had to give Hillary a run at it. Look,
No. Here's a no.
we
Here's
could.
wait. Before we
Yeah.
Obama was in office, was a U.S. senator for 3 years before. 3 years before he became president.
Point being, they'll break protocol if they feel like they can find a candidate that can help them win. I don't know. We can speculate all we want about who it's going to be. I don't think we know. I think the first question is it going to be Biden? I think that's pretty clear. He can try to go clean it up on George Stephanopoulos, but that can't be unseen. It's Jover, as your background says.
Yeah, it is.
And he can't run. This is what I said when we did the predictions earlier in the year. He can't run. Like, what are we talking about? He's 155 years old. Like, he has onset or he has early dementia or whatever he has. He can't run, let alone run the country. So, like, he's going to try to hold on to power, but ultimately it's not up to him.
Well, the problem is if he tries to hold on to power, and he chooses not to do any more debates, that's going to become a problem as well. Like, how do you not do any more debates? But how do you do more debates? It's just
there's no way he can clean it up.
If he were to do a full, 2-3 hour sit down interview Sunday evening, the way they used to do with Barbara Walters and I can't think of the other lady's name, like that kind of thing, and he actually was able to do it unedited live, I think he would be able to clean it up. But what they're doing is they're doing this interview tonight. They're going to show clips of it this evening, and then they're going to show the full thing Sunday, which is probably going to be edited as well, and going to pretend like, this is great, no gas, phenomenal, wonderful. If it is bad, they're not going to show those parts that are bad.
Depending on which camp they're in.
Who, ABC? Oh,
yeah.
Right. True. Yeah, fair.
Maybe they will show the gas. I mean, as an example, I sent you that press conference. The first press conference after his debate performance, he said, "End of quote." What are we doing? Go on. Let's move on from Joe. It's over.
Well, I guess maybe this top. Oh.
She said, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. End of quote.
That's gracious. It's Jover. Yes.
It's Jover, fellas.
So when do I ask Adam Lowy to pay up? Do I have to wait till it actually happens, or
yes.
Can I?
Because what if he gets out and gets back in?
Who should I make Adam Lowy give the money to? Because the bet was $100 to our charity of choice, and I really want to make it pretty painful for him. So just let's be throwing around some ideas, maybe free Palestine or something.
Uh-oh.
He would probably never talk to me again if I did that.
This topic was great. Before we switch out, one thing I do want to say, Brad, you asked if that part offended me as a black. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Very creepy stuff.
At least the guy's not 12 like the normal ones that he does that to.
Why don't you explain for those not watching what we just saw?
That was President Joe Biden meeting Charles Blain and rubbing his arm.
Anyway, why? Because that man was black? Is that why?
What do you mean? That wasn't you?
What I will say before we leave this subject, the one thing that does, Taraji P. Henson and a lot of black celebrities do this, and they play to the least common denominator. It's so annoying. Is there's a video of her from months ago where she's giving a speech to a group of black women, and I don't know if this is just a black thing. I know black people do it, but when we laugh in a group, you like run away, maybe and I don't know what was that.
I don't know why can y'all hear that? I don't understand.
Anyway, so
you need to not hear things. I'm trying to pull up a video for whatever I think is coming next, but go on.
So we will often like run. It's stupid. Anyway, she tells this group that the reason that Black people run away when they laugh is because it's in our bones from slavery because we were not allowed to laugh.
Run away when you laugh?
Yeah, like
is it something Black people do?
Yeah,
I don't understand. Okay,
like if I'm in a group and you say something funny, like I'm gonna run away.
Why?
I don't know. It's just something we do. It's a cultural thing.
No, I don't think that that's true. I don't. I've hung out with Black people, and let me tell you, I've made them laugh.
There are memes of it. There are video. It's true. It's a thing. Not every Black person does it, obviously, but it's a thing. And she says it's because it's in our bones from slavery because we were not allowed to laugh. And so, but that's obviously not true. Anyway, next topic. What do you want it to be?
Why do you run away when you laugh, Charles?
I think it's just. I don't run away when I laugh all the time, but if I'm standing there, I'll like, this conversation is done. Like,
why? I'm trying to bridge the cultural divide here, man.
This is one where there will be no bridging.
I'm just trying to rap with you, man. Come on.
I don't know. Why don't you put seasoning in your food? Like, I don't have an answer.
Why do I put seasoning in my food? Why do you wash your chicken?
Because it's not clean when you get it.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm glad we got to the bottom of it.
And what do you mean? Salt's not seasoning? Give me a break. All right.
Well, war's over this just for you to use salt and pepper. It's unbelievable. Anyway.